Oh!
No way! Oh my god!
I'm going for it.
If I didn't suck, yeah.
We really need to get someone
It's again,
to
yeah.
focus on Farfa.
I've been focusing Sombra.
I can do that.
So. Sombra's dead. Fire's on me, fire's on me. Ow, fuck. I'm out. Fire's on left.
When the Sombra doesn't want to be good,
Can we go on Kiriko? Kiriko 1. Kiriko 1. No, they're rezzing, dead. What we're doing? There's no way that could have worked.
You're dead, Danny?
I'm dead. That's just really low. That's still not low, it's low.
I'm holding it.
I'm waiting to boot Zarya in. I'm going now, Boot Zarya in, no bubble. Moira. Nice. Tracer.
Which one?
Nice. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
Oh
My god.
Luke, go top right. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Dude. Can we go echo or no? Oh, Kiriko! You fucking suicide! Nice! Yeah, I just challenged him earlier though, so he didn't have time.
Oh my god, you're crazy. 51.
Nice.
Also there, Razor's also there.
Yeah.
51 on him.
Get that thing. Oh, Donnie.
I didn't grab the meds.
Nice.
Danny, you are at the race all the time.
I messed up. Got it.
Oh my god.
Yes! Alright, Toby, man.
Oh no.
Shoot me.
No!
Hey guys, I'm Menacey, also known as Neon, and welcome back to the channel once again. What is this? Alright, that's that. I can probably close this now. Once again, we're doing game dev. Day 6. Day 6. Yesterday, I mean, we got something done. I mean, you guys distracted me for the entire stream, so. The entire rest of the stream, I mean. So, I did not get to finish, creating a character. This is what I came up with yesterday. I still don't know if I like this. I really don't know if I like this. You know, it's just weird. It like just looks weird. You know? Don't know how I feel about it. But this is our job today. Our job today is this character must be done by the end of today. That's definitely not turned down. Hi Sunplay. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this sprite. I don't know. So I'm looking through examples. Ah yes, definitely what I want. Is there anything that would help? I'm really struggling here. Not great. Not great at all. Huh.
Be careful. This is my
high signal.
It's the same video I was on yesterday, wasn't it?
G'day pals, welcome to a new video. Today, I wanted to talk about
Why-
top-down pixel art.
Why this image? Link to this. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm sure it wasn't him who, like, set this up, but, like, come on, dude. So annoying. Let's go into his channel. Unity tutorials. Haha, haha, you funny. You funny. Okay, let's look. For what I'm looking for. Importance of character scale. Hold up.
So I recommend you take a break every now and again and just review, because if you stare at pixels too long, if you stare at anything too long, it starts to become a bit meaningless.
True. So true.
If you love indie tales, be sure to subscribe here and on Twitch, where I'm live most weekdays. You can also show your support through Patreon
So fucking
or on
true.
itch.io, where I upload
Again,
assets
40
and
minute video,
games
so I'm
shown
probably
on
not gonna watch the whole thing and probably just skip through.
Hey, welcome to another episode.
But
Today, we're going to be covering dialogue portraits. These are sprites that you see that are character portraits of the characters as they're talking in, say, a JRPG or any game with dialogue, really. These are quite in-depth. There's a lot to cover here. I'm not going to be able to cover everything because a lot of it is just anatomy and style, and there's so much diversity there. But I'm going to see if I can give you the basics, and then we're going to make our own sprite. So, buckle up. Let's get into it.
alrighty. The basics.
Okay, so the question is, what makes a portrait a portrait? They are from the shoulder up. They're a shot of the character's head. They are usually in the 3/4 perspective, so they're not front on. The character's looking in a direction, but you can still see all of their face. 3/4 means basically if this is one side of the head, this is the other side, this would be halfway, right? So this is the 50% mark. Well, this line passes through the 3 out of 4, 3/4 mark.
Yeah.
Okay. They're a picture of a character, which means they need to convey some sort of expression as the character's talking. They give us some information about what they're feeling. So that's a portrait. Usually, there's an opportunity when we're devising.
By the way, the reason why I'm going through this video, very simple. Very simple, okay? I go through this video because when I was doing Pixel Up back in college, I had actual art references to base the sprites off of. So it might be easier for me, personally, to create portrait and then after portrait, sprite. I think that's what I'm going to do.
It's in putting them in the game.
And then once I'm more used to creating sprites, then
stylistic take. So,
I can create them freehand.
You know, it's a way of showing the player something that they wouldn't see with the character sprite, you know, in the game itself. Usually they're much smaller, you don't get that detail. But it's also an opportunity to integrate the characters with the UI. Okay, so let's look at some examples.
Portrait examples?
Okay, I think the quintessential example of portraits in video games, and particularly in JRPGs, would be Fire Emblem. Something about these portraits is so central in terms of like all of the different things you could do. This is like the most standard way of implementing these and presenting them. So we've got, obviously it's a JRPG. We're talking about, you know, anime looking characters.
Yeah.
They're looking in the 3/4 perspective. It's shoulders up. So this is like exactly what you would expect. The actual implementation, I would say, is kind of an interesting one. The characters do take up a lot of the screen, which is great. There's plenty of space for the text, but there's no real UI behind it. On the flip side, something like Final Fantasy Tactics takes a bit of a different approach, where we actually have the text box with the portrait inside of it, and then we have this little arrow pointing to who's talking. I like that integration of the portrait, the UI, and the text itself to create context. And here we have, you know, two characters talking at once on the screen. Again, the portraits are very, very manga, anime inspired, although stylistically pretty different. There are a lot of similarities, and we'll cover those in a bit, but yeah, something to think about. Here is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Different character artist, different approach. What I really like here is this idea of the character being bound to the frame, but also giving them a sense of depth. So they're actually like coming out off the top of the frame.
Yeah, that's cool.
It sort of looks and feels then like this
That's
is
very
kind
cool,
of space, like a window, and we're getting, you know, the character coming up through that window. Playing around with the frame is something that I think is like a great opportunity that you shouldn't waste if you're doing this kind of thing. Here's another example where the character comes out of the frame. This is Sora from Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Most of these games are pixel art, and they are sort of more recent. So these last two were both Game Boy Advance games, which is sort of the last handheld system that had very, very
Next on
strong,
Stardew Valley.
or at least was limited to pixel art. Of course, we cannot forget Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Stardew
Very
Valley
big
has
one.
some really interesting portraits. Not all of them are 3/4 view, although most of them are. We have this nice character here. He's got a lovely
Idiot.
head of hair like myself. And you can see here another example of where we actually see the portrait appearing in a space that gives it some kind of UI context. So,
Yeah.
the little scroll with the character's name, the character appearing inside of like a picture frame or a poster, maybe some shadow behind them and some tearing. There's a nice sense of skeuomorphism here that makes us feel like we're looking at a piece of, paper or a poster. We've also got other examples like Phoenix Wright, where we actually have the characters, not just as portraits, but as things in the scene. We're still sticking to that sort of 3/4 view for the most part. And in this example, we have a lot more room for expression because we're doing much more than just shoulders up. We have the whole torso. Another variation. Then we have a couple of examples from myself. This is Insignia. This is kind of an early version of the dialogue system from, I think, 2018. The game's changed a lot since then. But we have the characters as bookmarks, and they pop up and down depending on who's talking. The active character is above a little bit more, and the passive character is a little bit more translucent and, down slightly. And they move up and down as the characters talk. You can see
That's
I've got
cool.
different
He's done it as,
characters in the
like,
game. They all follow
bookmarks,
that 3/4 perspective.
Which is really cool.
And here's a more recent example from a game that I made last year called Arrowbound. And I've sort of played with this idea of the character's name is Apollo. So I wanted to play with that Greek origin and
That's
give him
fair.
this wreath. Having him pop out of the wreath is something that I like.
That's very
and
interesting.
Is a direct reference to
Okay.
these other games here where the characters
Yeah,
are
like
definitely
basically
coming
you
out
can be
front
very
in a way.
creative with it.
So these
Cool.
are some of my favorite examples. Let's look at the core here of what goes into a portrait, which is the character, and some basics on how to draw them.
Drawing a character. Nice.
Okay, so here we have Roy from Fire Emblem, and what I've done is just a bit of a diagram over his face to give you some insight into what's going on here. So what are the properties of the human face when we're drawing it in this 3/4 perspective? Basically, the most fundamental thing is this circle. This here is what gets drawn first. The circle is the skull itself, obviously. From there, we define this point underneath. So at the bottom of the skull, the bottom of the circle, we have the bottom of the ear, we have the bottom of the nose, and obviously the other ear.
Okay.
And from there, we can draw the ear up, and we have the eye line. This is where the eyebrows or the tops of the eyelids are. From there, we have the mouth, and the top lip and the bottom lip.
It's actually being very insightful. It's very helpful. Because I've been like trying my freaking hardest to like learn how this works, and this is like actually explaining it. Like, circle. Then line under circle. This is where a nose and bottom of the ears go. Cool. I'm following along. Cool. After that, we can draw up, and then for the top of the ear, and then draw across. Cool. And now we have eye line. Cool. We have ears, we have nose, we have eye line. Cool. Fully understood.
Are kind of equidistant with the nose, so we have the same line twice. And then we have a little bit extra for the chin. The jaw comes from just underneath the ear, runs all the way underneath the mouth, and then sweeps back up to meet the circle on the other side, about even with the center of the ear. So
Yeah.
that's basically it. I can show you myself drawing my character Armin, who's the main character from Insignia. This is kind of the step-by-step of how I approach that. So the circle, the ear and the jaw, then filling in the nose, the eyebrows, the mouth.
Yeah.
At this stage, I'm definitely not, making sure that, this is exactly Armin's chin, because I can't really see it yet, right? I'm just trying to get something that looks anatomically passable.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I clean up that line. Once I've got the features in, I add the hair. I start making it look more personalized. So up till this point, it could look like anyone, right? The jaw
Yeah,
is
that's
whatever it is. the shape of the head is whatever it came out as. I try not to get it perfect first time, or at least I don't expect to get it perfect first time. Then I start to shape things, so making the forehead a little bit more angular, the jawline a bit more sharp, extending that nose out because he's got a big nose. Yeah, just thinking about making it look more like him, and then just adding the shoulders in, adding some eyes. Bob's your uncle. So this is how I approach a character that I already know how to draw. But how do you differentiate between the characters? What do you change to make something look more like a man or a woman or a child or an old man? And how do you give them different expressions? Let's cover that now.
It's a very good question. Very, very good question.
Okay, so here are some different heads that I drew, very rough ones. You can see here we've got a couple of different axes. We've got masculinity and femininity, and we've got age. You don't have to break things down this way. Of course, there would be ethnicity and different axes you could change these by, but these are some basic breakdowns. Of course, humans are so diverse, and styles change and accentuate that diversity even more. So don't take this as like a be-all, end-all. I'm not really a character artist or anything like that, and many of you probably know how to do this much better than I do. So this is kind of for people who are just getting started, just trying to understand the relationships between these things.
That's me.
The way this kind of breaks down is I'll start with this neutral face here. Everything is kind of balanced. There's not too much angular stuff going on. It's not too boxy. To make it more masculine, you would flatten out and chisel the jaw a bit more. The shoulders become broader and more boxy. The head, again, also becomes a bit more square. Men tend to be squarer. On the flip side, to make it more feminine, you would make more of a point for the chin. There's a bit more roundness in the top of the head. The shoulders are less broad, and the neck tends to be a little bit thinner. It's more dainty, elegant. To make a character look younger, what we do is we enlarge in the eyes and we shrink the jaw. So like a child's brain, right, and eyes are like human-sized, but like all their features are not. So like the nose is tiny, the mouth is tiny,
They're
teeth are
really
tiny,
unproportioned.
jaw is tiny. It hasn't all developed yet, except for the eyes, which are a lot bigger. On the flip side, to make somebody look older, we generally make the posture a little bit worse, right? We kind of make it look like gravity has been pulling at them for many, many years. So
that's funny.
Skin becomes more
It's a funny way to
wrinkled.
explain it.
Ears
But
and
yeah,
the
I guess
nose
I see
keep
it.
growing as we age. So specifically in this manga anime style, old people always have big crooked noses and big ears. You have crow's feet around the eyes. You have, sometimes, gaunt jaw lines. You have laugh lines, maybe wrinkles on the forehead. This is how you make someone look older. So they become less smooth, more rough, and haggard.
That's funny.
So that's kind of a breakdown, very, very roughly, about how you can start at the very least approaching different size characters, different characteristics. A really cool example is this sprite sheet. Somebody collected this. I'm not sure where I pulled it from. I've forgotten now. But it's a rip from Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance. And it's just like
I think I know
really,
the
really
website,
good
but
breakdown of so many
I
different
just
characters.
don't remember its name right now.
And you can see a lot of this stuff at play, right? So the young men in anime tend to be quite androgynous. They tend to be quite feminine. So their jaws aren't so square. But whenever they try to make a character look more masculine, you can see that flat, square jaw coming out. Right?
Yeah, I see it.
Stronger cheekbones,
Yeah.
squarer head. The women, on the other hand, much more pointy at the bottom and round at the top.
Yeah.
Look at this masculine guy. His head
Very
is like
square.
basically a square. Again, the nose. I think there's something culturally in manga where they think big noses aren't as attractive. So villains always have very, very large, angry noses like this guy. Whereas, children
It's funny.
Again, the head, the actual circle that makes up the head is huge. And the features are so small. The contrast in the face is so slight.
Yeah,
It
okay, I
tends
see
to
it.
be much, much less detailed. So
I
I've shown you
see it.
some characteristics of the actual facial structure. Let's look at the most important thing after the shape of the head itself, which are the eyes.
Sure, I'll watch this
Okay.
section and then I'll stop.
Again, huge disclaimer.
now.
I am not a manga artist, and I don't do this every day. So this is my interpretation of how to do a very simple or standard kind of manga anime eye.
Yep.
So you start with an oval like this.
I mean, whenever
usually
I
a
do
little bit
characters, I
wider at
just
the
copy
top
and
than at
paste
the
them.
bottom,
So.
kind of like an egg shape, like an upside down egg. Then you fill in your iris and your pupil.
Yep,
So
pupil.
it's just the same shape, but a little bit smaller on the inside.
Yeah, and the highlight.
The larger the shape, the more dilated the eyes look. Then you add a little bit of specular. This light here is kind of like a reflection. And
Yep.
whenever we look at people, I think this, for whatever reason, makes things look more human. Just to have that reflection off the eye. It's a
Why
not a
do you
hard
think
rule.
whenever
You
a
can put more
villain
than
does
one in.
something like intimidating or something, you put them in a dark room? You put them in a dark room, there's no highlight. It looks so much more intimidating because they don't look human.
But yeah, that's kind of how I go about thinking about it. I just always add one, usually in the top.
You know, hold up. Let me see if I can get an example for you. Just type in like villain Deathster. Villain animated death stare. Like no light. No light whatsoever entering that eye. Has a mask around so that way the light can't get in. It looks so much more creepy. Like, see what I mean? Completely in shadow. You know? It's so much more creepy.
Upright. Then you add your eyelid. So the eyelids are really, really important, and they shape the emotion along with the eyebrows.
Yep. It's one of the reasons why I
The
struggle
eyes are
with
the
eyes
for
so
the
much.
soul, so having like an eye that looks like this is it's very open. Generally speaking, you can see, our eyelid touches, like if someone's looking at you normally, the bottom of their top eyelid is usually touching the iris or the pupil. So it's being covered at the top. And I think that's kind of the most important thing if we're looking to make this look more relaxed or natural. This black touching this black is
I'll start
super
doing
important.
stuff after this section.
Then
It's like 4 minutes
we
after
give
it.
it some color. So when we color,
Dark at the top,
basically,
light at the bottom.
again, to make this look natural, the idea is that the eyelid is shading the eye, right? There's a bit of
This
depth
part I
here
know.
between this point and this point.
And the only reason why
and
I
this
know
more
is simply
forward
because
than
of
this.
just copying and
So
pasted it.
this is darker
Stuff.
because it's being covered by the eyelid, which makes this brighter. There's also, I guess, another way to think about this, which is that if I was to draw this from the side, for example, the pupil sits here, and this is kind of like this,
Yeah.
right? This is like further in. And so if the light is coming down from the top, it's going to hit this part a little more than this part. This is going to be in shadow, right? Like that. And this is going to be all lit up. That's a very, very broad, rough way of thinking about it. That's not like fully accurate, but it tends to be how people do this when they're drawing this kind of eye. So
It's understandable.
that's what I do.
Yeah, it's very understandable.
Also, we've got the lower eyelid. This can touch the bottom of the iris as well. And depending on which direction the character's looking is where the iris will sit in this kind of window that we've now created. So this space here is like the eye. And wherever this moves inside of that space, that's where we're looking.
Yeah.
So that's how to draw a basic eye. at least how I like to do it. There are a few rules that I'd like to show you just to give you some idea about how to create different emotions before we go into the sprite. So I
That
like to
would be
think of
helpful
this
because that's
as a
basically
simple
all I've
factor
done on
of
that.
the iris and the eyebrow. Okay, so this is our iris, this is our eyebrow, and I'll erase to show the eyelid. So if the eyelids are covering over the eye, then you know, that's one controller. Another thing is the eyelids can come under the eye. That's another controller. And then the eyebrows can go up and down, and they can
Or tilt.
angle
Yeah.
like this, or they can angle like this. Those are like the three properties. And just changing those three properties, you can actually make a whole lot of different kinds of expressions that don't have anything to do with the mouth at all. And so just looking at this, like if the eyelids are, you know, sort of in a natural position above and below the iris, and the eyebrows are level, then you have like a content face, right? Just a resting face. If the eyelids come over and the eyebrows are a little flatter, then we got this sort of unbothered look. Can be more excited if the eyelids come up and under.
Okay, I understand.
We get determined
I very much
if
understand.
the eyebrows are down but the eyelids are level. Disappointed, right? Angry.
Yeah.
Angry with the eyelids coming up and under. A lot of people know that it's that the eyebrows come down, but they don't really capture the eyelids coming under. And anger there. Sadness, obviously, eyes coming up. Fatigue, if the lids come down while the eyebrows are up. And hope, if the eyebrows come up while the lids are coming under. This is sort of, again, broad generalizations. I don't like to say any of this is like absolute, because different facial expressions mean different things to different people in different cultures.
That's fair.
And not everyone's eyes look and work the same way. So take this as a rough guide. So that is my...
Okay, I'm just gonna start drawing. That's gonna be better. So I'm just gonna do that. Clicking everything wrong. Okay, let's make like 128 by 128 should be fine. And then let's create a circle. A circle. Like here. That's a massive circle. Do I want circle to be that big? Yeah, I think I do want it that size, but I think I just want it up a bit. You know? Everyone like that size or like a bit bigger? Let's create a new layer, and then I'm going to do something to help my brain out. Just real quick. I'm going to use these purple lines to help me more so understand like where to place things. So a 3 to 4 rule, so around about there should be it. Yes, I know that this is the literal third, but let's be honest, it's not going to look great, especially once I start cutting away at this side. Let's go around there. Let's go back down. Actually, wait, no. Just we can keep drawing our lanes. So that's the bottom of that. So it's like nose level. I'm forgetting stuff. Go back to this. No, wait, that's right. Because it's not. And then around about like here, and we start. Let's just start really angular first, and then I can start smoothing it out as needs be. And we'll do it like this because drawing curved lines in pixel art sucks. Sucks. Just go like here. Click this, go to that. From there, go to there. That doesn't look terrible. That doesn't look terrible. And I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised at myself. Um. Let's just go down one new layer so that way it just goes in between instantly. And then I would like to copy all of that. I would like to go here. I would like to paste. It didn't do that, did it? No, it did. Cool. Do that. This. Fuck you. Okay, cool. So now we have that. So now I don't really need to be scared about changing this much at all. Go back to this. Okay, maybe I do cut this a bit. Goes like there. And then also I want to change the opacity of this, that way I can see through it. Thank you very much. Go back to this layer. I was to copy that color. That's like almost it, right? Almost. It's close. It's very close. I feel like the problem here isn't actually the ear, but this. That looks better. The ear still looks scuffed, but that looks better. So I've been cleaning up the ear. Then that looks weird. Then this is like pretty much right. It's a bit off, but it's essentially right. Right, if I put that up, because that then puts perspective into where that line would go. It's about right, yeah. It's about right. Something like that. Also, I just realized, because I was watching that video for so long, I'm not listening to music. It's incredibly boring. Incredibly fucking boring. Go something more like that. That looks about good. And then for now, we'll make the eyes blue. For now. Just generic color. I'm being stupid. There you go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Bum-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah, shit. Da-da-da. Doing all of that. How? There you go. Yeah, enormous freaking eyeball. Um. Now, if I take this. This layer, copy, paste. So you see how this doesn't fit here? So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to flip this. It's 22 wide. Hold up. Yeah, 22 wide. So let's go to negative 22. Still won't fit, right? Now we squash it even further to like 17-ish. That is not looking right. Yeah, it's not gonna look right. This is always the problem that I have. And I can't really use the normal trick that I use. Because I know it won't look right. So the normal trick that I normally use is a very simple one, right? Ready? The normal trick that I use is just cover the other eye. Very simple trick. But it's a very effective trick. They trick your eyeballs. Because who knows if there's an eye under there or not. You know? But I'm gonna have to learn how to do this for multiple characters, so can't really get around that. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. The other thing is that the eye's in the wrong position. That's the other thing. It looks alright, but the eyebrows are like way too slanted on this side. So what I think I'm gonna do is the layer one. Add up, get up, bow. Hey. Looks a little better. Little bit. Get up. I think that looks alright. No? Like, I think that looks alright. Like, I might have to readjust the size, but other than that, I think it looks fine. Ah, yeah. Other problem, which I'm just gonna solve by being lazy. Solve it by being lazy. Alright. Time to figure out a hairstyle. What kind of hair do we want this guy to have? Why have thou been pinged? Once again, it's Luke server. Cool. Cool. Like, I could just recreate what I had before, but again, it was very rushed character art that I made. Like, I can go look at it again, but I don't know, dude. It's pretty bad. I probably named it like main character. Yes, I did. That's exactly what I named it. That is exactly what I named it. Fuck you. Like, very generic. Very generic person. Hmm. Bum bum. Bum. Bum bum. Bum. Bum bum. Let's try and go for like a scruffy-ish hairstyle, I guess. New layer, please. I'm just gonna draw out like generic shape for now. And hope I kind of like get it ish right. So no. Got an air break in a minute. Like when I look at this, I'm seeing like something that goes something like this. You know? Something like that. So maybe we could do something like that. Okay, I keep thinking about it while we're on ad break. Switch being glitchy again. Are we being glitchy again, Twitch? Is that what we're doing? That's my Shadowland. Also, I just realized I made this guy's eyes purple. I must have done that subconsciously. Wait, no. Like I came up with the idea of like while I was thinking of like hair color, eye color. I came up with the idea of like maybe like he's been semi-corrupted, which is why his eyes are purple. Is that did I just remember an old thought of mine? There's no way I did that before, right? I wasn't thinking that much about lore back then. There's no way, right? There's no way I was actually thinking about them. There's no way. Was I? Huh. This would be a very funny hairstyle. Very Yu-Gi-Oh-esque. Yu-Gi-Oh-esque hairstyle. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Perfect. Perfect. I've been pinged again. It's Luke starting his stream. Stop with the pings, I beg. I beg you, please. Da 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 da. Oh. Um. Uh. Re. I don't know. No, I don't know, dude. I don't freaking know. Um. Frick. Frack. Um. It's mainly the back that I want to know. Right. It's the back that I'm struggling with. What it's looking like is like just no, don't make it too straight at the back, you know? Hmm. Difficulties, huh? Difficulties. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of just making shapes until something looks right. Like, that is 100% not. It's probably also not. Um... Oh my god. This is really making me struggle. Not gonna lie. Ugh. Why I struggle so much. I hate struggle so much. Why? Why do? Like, I don't know what kind of hairstyle I was thinking before. I don't. I genuinely don't. Like, what was I thinking? I know I based the scientist off of myself before. Keep in mind, when I was in college, I had much shorter hair. So as Zar likes to call them, Brad. I based them off of myself, but then I made them have a bit darker hair. Because we just needed a generic person to start off with. I was like, cool, scientist, here you go. Librarian, generic person. Farmer. Generic person for farmer. I don't know, dude. I just realized, why did I make his leg so fucking scuffed here? Right here on this line. It's so scuffed. Yeah, because there's nothing back here supporting that. That's so weird that I did that. That is so weird. We're not on the same level. Never mind, where the fuck is it? I mean, the top of the head being around about that level actually seems fine. I'm definitely not going with this hairstyle, but like, top of the hair being around about that level seems about fine. If I had to place it somewhere. Get rid of it. Get rid of that here. This is so painful. Actually, so painful. I can already feel my brain frying. I can feel my brain frying, but I don't want to end stream, you know? It looks so stupid. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't. Why is character art so hard? You have a bit for hair, don't you? You have head detail. Okay, let's just go back to the video.
The proportions, how to create expression, how to change characteristics of the anatomy to portray different people. I haven't spoken about hair, but we'll get into that in the spriting. So let's create a sprite.
So let's hear the next section that I just didn't want to look at any further because I don't want to just only watch a video.
This is the app that I use. I know a lot of you asked the question, what software does I use? It's called Asprite. It's A-S-E-P-R-I-T-E. So I have my Asprite document.
It's a program that even I've written a review about. Even I have a review on this. I made it when I had 1,800 hours. Almost 1,900. I now have 2,300. So, yeah, very good program. If you want to do Pixar, I recommend using it.
The resolution that I'm going to be working in is 64 by 64. I think personally this is far and away the most common resolution for portraits. It won't encapsulate your entire kind of frame, or at least it doesn't have to. But in terms of your characters, they should all fit in a standard size, and this is a really common canvas size. I can even show you.
Well, I've
if
already
we
done
take
bigger, so
sprites
whatever.
from characters in games and paste them in here, they'll usually fit in this space. And there you go, straight in. Again, it's such a common resolution. It's
Well,
like,
my bad. Whatever.
for whatever reason, the industry agreed 64 by 64 was the size. So let's basically have a look at this. So I'm going to draw Armin because he's my character, and if I draw him, I can say that's how he's supposed to look. So you can't criticize. What I always start with is just some sort of background that's a bit flatter. I don't want the grid in the way. And
I like
I'm
the
going
grid,
to
so I don't
just
care.
block in the head, as I always do. So it's really important to think about what you actually want your game to be able to show from a technical perspective. Like, are you going to have different portraits for the characters? You know, is this a neutral portrait, or is this supposed to be a portrait that can hold a lot of different expressions? Are you going to change those expressions with modifiers on the sprite? You know, in Fire Emblem, they actually move the mouths up and down. So there's actually a lot of diversity that you can come up with just in, you know, your approach to how you implement these. But I'm just going to go for a neutral sprite for now. So I'm going to draw my head shape. Obviously, in my mind, I'm thinking about this circle, and I'm going to draw it now because I said I would. So here's our circle. Let's give it a bit more shape here. We have our eye. So the 3/4 line is like here-ish. We've got our left eye, right eye. The ear would be somewhere around here, right? Which means the eyes are actually a little lower. Okay. Yeah, not a bad start. So remember, this line goes across this way. Bottom of the ear is where the nose goes. Okay. The mouth is usually similar distance here between the bottom of the nose and the mouth itself. Depending on who this is, you may not draw the bottom of the bottom lip. I'm going to leave it off for now, just to give you a better sense of what I'm drawing. So already we're at a pretty good spot. Knowing me, I want to put Armin's hair in here, so I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to give it a bit more height. So I'm just going to, underneath here, do our shoulders. And on a layer below, just going to bring the neck under so that I can play with this without ruining the head. And as I always say, I like to get, you know, really, really nice and loose with this. Don't spend too long trying to make it perfect, because it's probably not going to be until you know, are ready.
It's just
for
really
that
roughly
level of
doing
detail.
shapes. I've never actually
So
done that before.
I am not trying to get this perfect yet. I'm just trying to get it to look like a human who could exist, at least in the style that I'm going for. You know,
Okay.
is the head in the right spot for a person? That's what's more important than does this look exactly like Armin. So like I can already say like his jaw is way, way, way too square for Armin, but it doesn't matter right now because we're not there yet. Now that we're at this point, I'm going to block the hair in just so that I know that I have space for it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And depending on what you're doing, you know, you might find that you are okay with the character being cut off by the frame. It's totally up to you. Like if you're going for something more like Stardew Valley, then it's okay if your character's head gets clipped by the frame. If you're going for something more like Final Fantasy Tactics, then okay, you might want to have them peek over the frame, which means that they should definitely have, you know, full clearance here. It's kind of interesting. When I was looking at tactics, I noticed that March here, his hair actually extends above the normal portrait line. So every other character fits in this very specific space. But then he's got this like one piece of like alfalfa hair.
Yeah, the
that's
cow
just,
look.
way higher than everybody else's. Like even this guy's head gets cut off, but not the main character for some reason. So
That's funny.
you know, even professional games are inconsistent. But
That is funny.
yeah, something to think about. Starting to think about the expression that I want. I'm gonna go for something neutral, just because I don't want to confuse you guys too much.
Yeah, jeez. I'm just gonna restart. It makes more sense to me if I just restart, to be honest. I'm just gonna follow what he's doing. Because, like, I've never tried this, but hey, to be honest, it sounds better than what I've been doing. So, I do have a screenshot of what I just did on my right, so that is fine. Uh... Yeah, I'm gonna suck at this for a while, by the way, guys. Like, leave me alone about it. I'm gonna suck at it. I've not done it this way before, so leave me be on that. Something like that. And then you guys know how I like to do things. Not about there. This. Start blocking in some facial features. That looks terrible. Like, actually abysmal. Hey, how much I suck at this. Jeez, I'm such a perfectionist. I'm just meant to be blocking out right now, and I'm still, like, criticizing myself so hard. If only I preferred the coding side over the art side, then I wouldn't be in this pain. Hate it. So new layer. I'm just gonna do this in purple for now. That way I can differentiate it. Not in purple because that's what I've made my lining to be. So we'll do it in green. Sure. Why not? Um It looks so bad. I hate it. Ugh, am I just not in the right mindset to do this today? I might not be in the right mindset to do this today. Oh my god. And I really want to get the character, like, animation down early. So I really do need to get this done. Ugh. I hate that I suck at this so much. Okay, I know I'm coming stream very early today, but I genuinely cannot think in an artistic way right now. I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. So I think it's better off if I just end stream here. So yeah, thank you so much to anyone who's been. Thank you so much to anyone who's been in chat, on the look, or has considered following or subscribing. I really do appreciate you all. Anyways, I've been NSC, also known as Neon, and I'll catch you all another time. Peace out. Sorry guys.
Oh! No way!
Oh my god!
I'm going for it.
If I didn't suck, yeah.
We really need to get someone
It's again,
to
yeah.
focus on Farfa.
I've been focusing Sombra.
I can do that.
So. Sombra's dead. Fire's on me, fire's on me. Ow, fuck. I'm out. Fire's on left.
When the Sombra doesn't want to be good,
Can we go on Kiriko? Kiriko 1. Kiriko 1. No, they're rezzing, dead. What we're doing?
What do we do?
There's no way that could have worked.
You're dead, Danny?
I'm dead.
That's just really low. That's not focus though.
I'm holding out.
I'm waiting to boop Zarya in. I'm going now, Boot Zarya in, no bubble. Moira. Nice. Trace it. Nice. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Luke, go top right. Ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Dude. Help me go or no? Oh, Kiriko! You fucking suicide!